How do you really grow an e-commerce brand? If you want to sell online and you do it rather well, but you're stuck and you want to grow further, then this video is for you. And if you're also a brand that's around 1 to 10 million in revenue per year, then this video is also for you. Because what I discuss in this video today is at the bare bones, the most fundamental method of actually growing your business. In fact, growing any business online. And the funny part is most marketing agencies and e-commerce experts won't even have a clue on what I'm about to discuss, and even more so, why it's so important in the first place. My name is Arsalan at AKM, where we help scale, grow, and invest into the DT businesses that we love. And today, we're going deep to discuss the #1 way that you can ensure that you succeed, marrying the finances of your business to the marketing of your business and course correcting daily to ensure that you don't go under on your forecast and miss out on the opportunities for you to scale your business. Let's start with a big question. What do growth strategies for an e-commerce business actually look like? And what do these growth strategies really look like from an agency's perspective or an e-commerce expert's perspective? Well, in this video, we're revealing our systematic approach to driving lasting growth for your e-commerce that we do for our partners on a daily basis, offering you insights to fine-tune your own marketing efforts, and plus we'll show you what a successful partnership with an e-commerce growth agency should entail, helping you to assess whether your current agency is truly benefiting your business. Now, you've built a successful e-commerce business generating anywhere from 1 to 5 to 10 in annual revenue, but you've been using the same CRO and growth strategies since day one. And now it's finally caught up to you where your marketing is no longer delivering the results that you need to grow and scale further. But meanwhile, you're seeing all these competitors out there scaling their businesses to 20 to 30 to 50 million in revenue and even more, and you're just frustrated as to why that can't be you. The key here is a systematic approach with a process that aligns with your profitability goals, along with the expertise to execute it effectively. Now, our strategies will walk you through the exact processes that we use for success, plus 10 growth hacks, if you want to call it that, or life hacks to boost your store's performance as soon as possible. So, let's get into it. Now, the first thing that you need to know, or anybody working for you needs to know, is what does winning mean for your business? Now, we operate as a dedicated growth partner for every e-commerce store that we work with. And to build a successful partnership, we first need to understand your goals and expectations. Every business is unique, so we ask you a few key questions to identify what your growth targets should be and what they currently are. Now, in e-commerce, the answer often involves increased profitability, but to create a clear path to success, we need to know which specific metrics you actually want to improve. Is it your net profit, your gross profit, your ROAS, your revenue growth, customer acquisition, customer retention? And once we know your priorities, we can then create a roadmap to reach your goals successfully. And that brings us to step 2, actually creating that set growth path. Simply put, if you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. And as an e-commerce marketing agency, our role extends beyond just creating and running successful ad campaigns in Facebook or in Google. We need to ensure that those campaigns actually drive growth on the back end, measured by your key success metrics. To stay on course, we develop strategic roadmaps tailored to your specific goals based on the insights from our initial engagement and what you actually need as a business to grow. Now, in traditional companies, financial forecasting is typically handled by somebody like a CFO, but in the fast-paced world of e-commerce, this approach doesn't always work because CFOs don't really understand e-commerce that well most of the time. And major expenses like media advertising and inventory often fall outside of the CFO's control, sitting instead with the marketing department. Now, I can tell you right now that the most successful direct-to-consumer brands and e-commerce brands recognize that this shift has happened long ago, and they see the value of working with a growth agency or a growth strategist that understands both e-commerce operations and finance operations. And that growth strategy or that growth roadmap simply revolves around 2 key elements. The first one being planning inventory based on projected demand, so basically efficient inventory management, and the second being effective ad spend, strategizing ad budgets on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Google for the maximum impact. Now, the traditional methods often create a disconnect between finance and marketing, resulting in less accurate forecasts. And the solution is to integrate separate these functions and departments for a more cohesive view of the business. Instead of relying solely on the CFO's forecast, successful brands and partners with growth-focused marketing agencies understand both the financial and the marketing aspects to help create a precise forecast that is more realistic and dynamic based on the needs of that business. Now, for smaller businesses without a growth partner, building a financial forecast still remains crucial. You can't reach your goals if you don't know where you're headed. And our approach sets a clear end goal and develops a roadmap with monthly and daily targets. So this ensures that we're consistently moving towards our yearly objective, monthly objective, quarterly objective. And this isn't just a reference for month-on-month reviews. It's a daily guide for what we need to do inside of the ad accounts or inside of the marketing efforts. And for rapid growth, using a tool like a forecast, it's essential. It's non-negotiable even, I would say. It's about continuously aligning your actions and your marketing plan depending on the strategic goals, not just checking the progress at the end of each month and thinking, oh, we're $50,000 down. How do we make up for this in the next month? And this is why step 3 is arguably the most important. Daily and monthly actualization. Now, after you've created a forecast, we do what many digital marketing agencies overlook, and that is actualize by reviewing results daily, weekly, and then monthly. I emphasize on daily because if you don't do this, suddenly 4 bad days of performance, and it's very difficult to recover that in a way that's realistic and feasible. We take the forecasted numbers and set daily and monthly target metrics for each KPI. If we consistently hit these targets, we know we're on track to reach the goals at the end. If we're not, we adjust our strategies to course correct. The easiest way to track progress is by using a SaaS tool like Statler, Google Sheets, where all of your metrics are in one place. From there, you can break down performance using 8 key metrics that you should be monitoring as an e-commerce business every single day. The first one being your first time AOV. This is your average order value for first time customers making a purchase on your store. Alternatively, you also want to be taking a look at your returning AOV. So similar to first time AOV, this is your AOV or average order value for returning customers who've already purchased. After that, the big one, which I'm sure most people track already, is ad spend. Tracking ad spend across all your marketing channels, including platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Google, and anything that you might be using relevant to your business. The next thing is being your revenue expectation. This is your revenue goal for the time period, assuming all targets are consistently met. For example, if you wanted to hit $1 million a month, $1 million divided by 30 days in a month, that is your daily target of what your revenue expectation might be. The next one on that list is contribution margin expectations. So by subtracting your variable costs, your ad spend, all from your revenue expectation, you should get your contribution margin expectation, the revenue that remains after those expenses or your profit. Then you have your paid CAC. This is your cost per acquisition from paid media campaigns. Example, how much do you spend to acquire a new customer through ads or through Facebook or through Google and so forth. Following that, we look at weighted CAC. This is the cost to acquire new customers over time, calculating by your total ad spend divided by the number of new customers acquired. And the last one being your repeat rate. Similar to customer retention, this metric shows how often customers return to make repeat purchases. Now, repeat purchases are going to vary across industries and product types, so do keep that in mind. But it's important to note that the target metrics are rarely hit with absolute precision. For our clients, we measure success based on whether we actualize the targets and we're within 2% of the forecasted numbers. Anything outside of that, and it means we could have done more. Now that you know the key metrics that you should be tracking every single day, whether that's through a SaaS tool like Triple Whale, Statler, Hyros, Northbeam, or even if it's just manually made out for you in your own Google Sheets, it doesn't matter. Now that you've done that, from there, you have to ask yourself 3 questions every single day. Are we winning? Now in e-commerce, winning means hitting our target metrics as closely as possible. We evaluate success by checking if all these 8 metrics are being met daily, weekly, monthly, and this helps us assess whether our growth strategies are effective or if we need to course correct and try something new. The next question I want you to ask every single day is which metrics are off. Now, with these 8 metrics, some may perform better than others on different days. For example, you might be on track with your revenue, your ad spend, and your repeat rate, but your AOV could be underperforming. And in this case, we might need to develop a plan to address this gap, like let's do a bundle or let's do a new offer this weekend to try increase that AOV. And that's sort of what the last question is. It's how can we address and fix this problem? Let's say your first-time customers aren't placing high enough AOV orders. This suggests that they're not being incentivized to add more to their cart. So we can create strategies like offering discount codes or recommending products to boost their order size, or a free shipping threshold over $50 to increase our AOV above 50. Or alternatively, if AOV is higher than expected, well, that's a win because it means more profits, but it indicates that the forecast might need adjustment. For instance, if past numbers included a sale, then the forecast might have been skewed lower and not giving us the real target that we need to be hitting. So we can now go ahead and develop a more precise growth strategy based on the real actualization of what's going on the day-to-day basis. And from there, if you go ahead and execute on what I just told you, and you look at those numbers at the very least on a daily basis, your job to grow your e-commerce brand, not only 1, becomes obvious, but 2, it just becomes a lot smoother because you know exactly what you need to be doing to hit your targets. And with that, here are 10 e-commerce growth hacks that you need to know in order to be able to go ahead and execute on some of the questions that we discussed today. So after you've built your forecast, analyzed your daily and monthly metrics, and automated real-time insights, growth hacking comes into play to address key challenges like AOV, revenue, retention, profits, and so forth. First on that list is A/B testing your offers. Testing different offers, discount codes, buy one, get one free, and so forth to determine what drives a higher AOV, a higher conversion rate, and resonates with your audience the most, incentivizing those customers to come in and buy. The second thing you want to be looking for and looking at is analyze your email campaigns. Optimize email and SMS campaigns by isolating underperforming products and crafting new creatives to boost returning customer AOV based on what actually works and what doesn't work. Number 3, long-term creative testing. Now this one at this point is pretty obvious, but improving paid CAC over time by testing different ad creatives, landing page designs, and messaging to find what works best for your audiences is essential when you're going about the day-to-day optimizations. At number 4, not only is it enough to test new creatives, you also need to be able to unlock more ad volume. Now, increasing ad volume by using things like more user-generated content, more images, more iterations, which are small changes to existing ads to keep costs low while boosting results and increasing volume, is also not a bad idea. But being able to test ad volume alongside testing in the long term on a regular basis, weekly or bi-weekly, is crucial to winning. Number 5, and this is an example that might be used in cases where, let's say it's been a bad week. You've been under forecast and slowly every single day, $1K, $500, $2K, $5K, you're suddenly 10 to 15 to 20K down on your forecast. How do you make up for something that big? An email and SMS blast probably won't be able to do it. Adding more creatives and ad spend probably won't be able to make up that gap, but maybe potentially running a flash sale for 24 hours could. And this is something that we use for a lot of brands, especially brands that are less than 20 million, creating urgency with a flash sale to boost short-term revenue and reduce the cart abandonment while offering upsells to also increase your AOV at the same time and thereby offsetting the discount and getting more profits if you can. Number 6, but actually releasing a limited edition product. Now generate FOMO by launching limited edition versions of your bestsellers. It's an easy way to drive sales quickly without extensive product research or development and costs associated. Now this rolls around into number 7, which is learning and understanding how to create cultural moments within your marketing calendar for your business. We've actually gone really in depth on this on a previous video before, so if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you go ahead and click on the link up there to go and look at how we create peaks throughout the year and why it's so important as a DTC brand to understand how to be able to do it successfully. Number 8 on the list is building a loyalty vault. offering loyal customers exclusive flash sales or perks to increase your repeat purchases and drive more revenue through retargeting. Number 9 is collaborations. Whether that's influencer collaborations or brand collaborations, they work really, really well to create exclusive collections or discounts, driving shared revenue and expanding your reach by combining 2 different audiences, if not more. And number 10 is using pre-sales for new releases. Potentially think about offering pre-sales and access to upcoming products via email, SMS, or your VIP vault to basically generate excitement and advance sales before you actually even launch. Not only is this good for profits and bringing revenue forward, but it's a great way to save you when you get in a sticky situation as a business. And that pretty much wraps up this video and all of the key points that you should really be paying attention to as a DTC brand. And I guess this kind of brings me to the question of what should you look for in a growth partner? Well, in our humble opinion, to maximize growth, you have to be able to work with somebody or an agency or an expert that offers a very holistic, tailored approach to your business goals and targets. Now, our team is dedicated to driving profitability and achieving your unique e-commerce goals. And the only way to do that is to understand what your goals are, building a forecast, understanding that roadmap, and actualizing against those targets and KPIs every single day so that you course correct when things don't go as planned. And that brings me to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and make sure to hit that like button. We always really appreciate the support. If you do have any questions or you want to know something that I said in more depth, please go ahead and leave your questions in the comments below and we'll get back to you when we can. And if you're an e-commerce brand right now watching this and you're stuck between 1 to 10 million and you're not really sure what you need to be doing to go to 10, 20, 30, 50 million and above, then don't be shy and feel free to reach out. We offer full in-depth audits for businesses, and at the very least, we try to point you in the right direction for your growth, even if that means it's not with us. My name is Arsalan from AKM, where we help scale, grow, and invest in the DTC businesses that we love, and I'll see you guys on the next video.